Hello. So I know in my last video about shopping for a house, I promised a part two because I kind of left you guys hanging, and I meant to start the part two on my way home from the mountains, and I never did. And it's just been, things have been so busy. So I wanted to go ahead and make a part two and let you guys know where I'm at now. So in my last video, if you haven't watched it yet, I'll link to it here. But it, I was sharing about my process of house hunting and all of that, putting an offer in on a house. At the end of the video, I was talking about how I put an offer in on a house that was getting another offer at the same time and wasn't sure how that was going to play out. So I ended up we gave them a deadline of the next morning, but about an hour later, I got a call from my realtor saying, I just wanted to let you know it's yours. And that hour I was spent like talking to different friends of mine, and just, I was noticing how nervous I was. Like, I was not sure if I was doing the right thing by putting this offer in, but as soon as I found out that there was competition and that I wasn't guaranteed, to get it, it made me realize how much I really wanted the house. So when he called me, I just started crying, and I kind of knew all along that was my house. I kind of knew when I was driving up to the mountains on that trip, like, I think I'm probably going to buy that house, but I need to do my due diligence. And I talked about all of that in the last video. So I went under contract on that house, and I'm under contract on my house. So I basically came home and have been in the middle of these two big real estate transactions since then. What's been really nerve-wracking around this process has been the appraisal. So the appraisal on the mountain side, I wasn't worried about because it's a brand new house and I wasn't worried about that. But my house here, I was just a little bit nervous about the appraisal. So the appraiser came a few days after I got back from the mountains, and then it became this really long waiting game. It took over a week to find out if my house was going to appraise, and the new owners are only putting 5% down on the house, so it had to appraise, of course, for the amount of their loan. And so it was just this like long waiting process. And after a week, I started I was talking to my realtor, and on both ends, like, why is it taking so long? Okay, so I had to just pause the video for a second and get a tripod because it was killing. I thought this was going to be super quick, but my arm, I just did a shoulder workout the day before yesterday, and I couldn't hold the phone for more than like a couple sentences. Okay, so the appraisal was taking a long time, and I didn't want to start packing until I was sure that this deal was going to happen, because if they can't get their loan, obviously the deal can't happen, and the appraisal is a big part of that. So I hadn't started packing. The closing date is July 30th for both houses. So that worked out miraculously, that both houses are closing on the same day, which makes it kind of a seamless move where I don't have to put my stuff in storage or anything like that. So I've got movers coming here on the 27th so that I can have, hopefully either the 27th or the 28th. They gave me a window. And so I need to drive up to the mountains on the 29th to get there on time for the closing on the 30th. I don't have to be present at the closing on this end. So my goal is to have the movers here on the 27th, and then I have, the 28th to clean, and then leave on the 29th to drive up to the mountains. I'll stay at a hotel for a couple nights until I close on that house. Even the day that I close on the house, the movers aren't dropping my stuff off until the next day because I'm closing on the house like later in the day, and I just wanted to make it easier for everybody. So we'll stay at a dog-friendly hotel on the 29th and 30th, close on the 30th, and then the movers come on the 31st. So that's the current plan. So now that I got the A-OK with the appraisal, I have started packing. I just started yesterday. So yesterday and today, at the time I'm filming this video, it's Sunday. So I spent my entire weekend packing. And this part of the process is it's so much. It's so emotional. There's just so much going on around it. I don't even think I want to talk about all of it, but basically 4 of us moved into this house, me, my 2 kids, and my dad. And I'm the only one that's still here. And so I'm needing to go through everybody's stuff and get rid of stuff and decide what to keep and what not to keep. And then also just packing my drill. I was using my drill to take shelves down off the walls today and take the curtains down and stuff like that. And so my drill broke, my electric power tool drill. So I had to like go to the hardware store and deal with my drill so that I could continue like taking stuff off the walls and all of that. So it's not just packing, it's like dismantling from a life that has, you know, like from a whole chapter of life. It's kind of a crazy process. And people have offered to help me. I have like a whole group of women that I meet with every week that offered to come help and help me pack. But the thing is, like, I really want to purge. I feel like the purging is a big part of the process and the freedom that I am attempting to create for myself in my life. And so it's been a battle for me. I'm somebody that really holds on to nostalgic things that belong to people that I love. You know, I have stuff from, neither of my parents are alive anymore. I have stuff from both of them. I even have stuff from all my 2 grandmothers who I was very close with, who have been deceased for a very long time. My grandfather on my father's side. I never knew my grandfather on my mother's side, but I mean, I've been carrying stuff around with me for as long as I can remember, moving from place to place with boxes of my ancestors' stuff. Not like tons of it, but enough that like it's been moved from a basement at one house to an attic at another house. And so I'm making this move and I'm like, what am I doing with this stuff? And why am I carrying it with me? And when I was in Colorado recently visiting my brother, and he said to me, you know, Amy, you don't have to continue to be the family historian. Like, you don't have to continue to lug this stuff around with you. I have instruments that were my dad's that, you know, are beautiful instruments. And, you know, it's just hard to like decide what to do with this stuff. And if anybody has any input about that or advice about that, I'm definitely open to it. But part of me wants to just let it all go, and another part of me wants to hold on to it. So it's been like this internal battle, and it makes packing hard because it makes it just take a long time because I'm thinking too much about everything. But I did make a lot of progress this weekend. And one thing that feels really good about this process is that I've been giving away a lot of stuff to people that are so happy to have it. Like, I've been posting stuff on Facebook Marketplace for free. I posted a whole bunch of stuff, like really nice stuff for like accessories for a girl's room, and I was able to give it to a woman who's like a single mom that has a little girl, and she was so happy to have this stuff. And so it feels really good to be giving stuff away to people that will use it and that are so grateful for it. And I've been giving away stuff that I could easily charge money for, like make a few bucks, but I've just been kind of feeling like I just want to gift it. I just want to give it away. I just want to help people, and you know, that need it and not charge for it. So that's part of the process has felt really good. But I'm really down to the wire because 1 week from tomorrow the movers are coming, and this week I have a bunch of appointments. Some of them like are far away and take long and stuff like that. So my days are not going to be able to be like completely spent just packing, and because I'm trying to fit in all these last, like I already did my eye doctor, but I have like a bunch of other appointments, even for my dog has his annual, you know, vet visit and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to get all that kind of stuff done before I leave, because it'll just make it easier on the other side to not have to immediately like try to find a vet like the minute I get there. And you know what I mean? Like, just everybody will be okay. So I have a lot of that kind of stuff going on this week, and I have to get this whole house packed on time to move. So it's been an interesting process as far as like the emotional side of things, because part of me is just, you know, really working on staying in the excitement of what's on the other side of this, and part of me is, you know, thinking about how much there is to do. And the combination of those two is me just playing some really good music. I have a particular playlist that I've been playing on Spotify that's been really helping me. All the songs are kind of spiritual, but it's just like reminding me, like all the lyrics have just been speaking to me about everything that's happening, you know, like they're about peace and freedom. And you know, this is just, it's a new chapter in my life. So as I'm packing and as I'm purging, I'm just, you know, I'm walking down memory lane as I'm looking at stuff. I'm feeling grateful for this house and honoring this house for the last 10 years, and, you know, feeling grateful about this beautiful new home that I get to move into, and for what lies ahead, for the new friends I'm going to make, and then, you know, just the new life I'm going to have on the other side of this. And so rather than agonizing, which is easy to do when it comes to packing, and my house is on stilts, so every time, like I'm constantly having to go up and down, up and down, up and down to bring stuff out, you know, down to like downstairs or whatever. So it's just, it's hard on the body. So there is that. But rather than focusing on that, I'm really just trying to focus on the beauty of this process. And I was speaking to a friend of mine last night who reminded me, like, it's actually a gift that you have a deadline that's coming up really soon. Because I feel kind of rushed now that it took a week to get the appraisal back. Like, I thought I would have started packing a week ago. So now I'm feeling kind of rushed and kind of like overwhelmed. Like, am I actually going to get all this done on time for the deadline? But he reminded me that it's actually a gift that you have a close deadline, because it's going to force you to just get it done. And it is. Like, I've been so productive in the last 2 days, and I have a lot more to do. That's where I'm at right now. So I just wanted to give you an update, and I'm sure there will be more updates. That's what I have for now. So it is, you know, again, I always have to say, the only reason I'm able to even do this or consider doing something like this is because I have location freedom and I can work from anywhere, and my income isn't going to change depending on where I live. I feel really grateful about that right now, because a lot of people would have had to pick a place to move based on whether or not they could get a job there, and that wasn't even part of my process. You know, I was able to pick the place I want to live, that my soul is being called to, because I have freedom in my life. As I'm going through this process and all of the different emotional aspects of it that I just explained, that's running in the background during every minute of it, because I do feel extremely grateful for the freedom that I have. I also, you know, I made a video a couple days ago on TikTok that's getting so much engagement about this time of life as a Gen X, you know, I'm 58 years old, this stage of life, I feel like is just such a beautiful time for transition, that a lot of us at this age are going through some type of a transition, whether we're becoming empty nesters. A couple of the people that commented on my video said that, like, they just lost their spouse recently, you know, because we're getting to that age where stuff happens. And there were a lot of people saying, like, yeah, I want to move too, or I moved when I was 58 and it was the best decision I ever made. Like, I'm seeing all of these comments. So I'm going to make a lot more content based on some of the conversations I've been having with people over there, because it's such an interesting topic for me, about like how at this stage of life many of us feel the need or the urge or the desire to begin again in some way. And I find that fascinating. So I will be making more content about that as well. And if you have an interest in learning about how I'm able to live job free and work from anywhere, and how I can help you do the same, I will leave a link to that below this video as well. I'll give you the information about exactly how I do it. There'll be a page, you can put your name and email address in on that page, and when you get to the next page, it'll be a short video of me, 3 or 4 minute video of me, kind of explaining more about how I do that and how I can, you know, how I help people do that. So I would love to see you over there. If you're interested in that, I will leave the link below. If you have any questions or comments, I would love to hear them. So put them down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.